Good evening. I'm Freddie Vasquez. This is Basement Politics Unfiltered. Residents heated over sustainable energy. Basement Politics with Freddie Vasquez. This is Basement Politics Unfiltered. And tonight, residents angry over the change in energy service providers. Many heated over the new sustainable energy program being introduced here in the city of Yonkers. Hello, everyone. I'm Freddie Vasquez. This is Basement Politics Unfiltered. Tonight, residents heated over sustainable energy. I wanted to switch it up a little bit and talk about the recent change in service providers for many homeowners. The change comes as a surprise to many, leaving many angry because they're not aware or were made aware or feel like they were not made aware of it, although letters did go out in the mail. However, many probably, like I do often when I get mail, threw it out in the garbage because it appeared to be junk mail. Most of us either get bills or junk mail. And nowadays we pay our bills online, so it's usually just junk mail. And now we're learning that we have just weeks, if not less than that, to actually opt out of this change if you are a Con Edison customer. And if you don't know, and like me, I just kind of go with the flow many times, and maybe I shouldn't sometimes. I didn't know what this was about, and I started hearing people discussing it, and some people angry about it. And then I started to read a little bit about it and what it was all about. And I wanted to just read a little bit about this article on News 12, Hudson Valley. It says a new sustainable energy program causing wave of heated concerns in Yonkers. To be perfectly, letters recently landed in mailbox of Yonkers residents explaining that an energy service providers will be changed to a sustainable source with a fixed rate unless people opted out. To be perfectly honest, it appeared to be junk mail, says one resident. I think the method was terrible. It was zero transparency in their messaging. Many Yonkers residents threw out the letter. Nina Orville is the executive director of the organization known as Sustainable Westchester, which runs the program in Westchester. Now, these are programs actually that are not unique, I should say, unique to Westchester, Yonkers, or the state of New York. And in fact, many of the programs that we're starting to see come into Yonkers and that even some of the elected officials are taking credit for, like they're doing this, are federal programs that are coming down from Washington, and they're actually being implemented throughout the country. And I mentioned this in the podcast yesterday in regards to the street lights that Council Member Mike Breen seemed to have been, gloating about because Yonkers have been implementing them or installing them. However, they're going up everywhere. And this all has to do with Build Back Better, but also going green, also smart cities. And if you're not aware of smart cities, I think you should really read up on that. I mean, we really have a lot of changes coming here to this country, to our society in the near future. And we should start to, if you haven't already, you should start to kind of see what that's all about. And one of this stuff is smart cities. That's also why you've been seeing these smart meters going up, right? So now we have this sustainable energy program that they're trying to introduce. And then you see all these organizations, right, jumping on it to try to be, involved. They're being created by individuals, right? Influential individuals within these local municipalities to take advantage of all the funds coming down, right? And it's all a game that the federal government is playing, right? They know they're going to act like that. They know that the minions, they throw the money down and they're going to be jumping and they're going to implement whatever the federal government wants, right? And they're being bribed essentially. So this is just another one of these programs. There's a lot of these programs that are going to be coming down. And by the way, I just want to mention this real quick. In the Build Back Better package thing and all that they're trying to push out there, there's a bill that will allow car manufacturers, or car sale whatever companies, to install kill switches in cars that will be produced moving forward after the year 2023, I believe. Just so you know that. So when you buy a car, if you do after a certain year, you will have a kill switch in that car that can be accessed by who? Right. So that's a little bit concerning to me. So I want to actually just give you a little bit of information on what exactly is these sustainable energy programs. It doesn't work long term. Ask the residents in Greenberg, Spano scam. Well, it doesn't seem to work in a lot of places, and not just in Greenberg. And if, in other cities, like I said, this is being implemented or has already been implemented. Also, like the whole waterfront development agency or bid or whatever you want to call that, that's nothing unique again to Yonkers or New York State. You can search this on the internet and find that these programs or these agencies have been created and popped up all throughout the United States and local municipalities, and some have actually already began their process before Yonkers, so they're ahead of us. So you can see what the results are, essentially, right? And how did it go for that place? And I made another example. I gave another example of this in terms of the Lionsgate studio in the development that's going on with that, and how is that going to impact Yonkers? Well, I gave an example of a town called Pinewood in Georgia, where it's considered the Hollywood of the South, and they did this whole studio thing, and then these developments propped up around it, but it really wasn't for the people there. It was for people in the movie industry, and it ended up being a luxury, affluent area that most people couldn't afford anyway. And I believe that's where that downtown area and the waterfront is going to be heading once you get all the film people in there. I'm just saying. So something that we need to be careful about. So a little bit about these programs, right? I got them on my phone here so I can look down. So excuse me if I'm looking down. What is community choice aggregation? And that's all part of what it is. They have different, names for it, but it's a community choice aggregation program. And they enable local governments to enroll their municipalities under a single energy supplier. Simply put, a township can get together and choose to get their energy from a selected supplier in one big purchase. They can also join up with other local towns and cities, like what's happening in New York, Hudson Valley, right, for an even bigger buy. Under a CCA, the area utility continues to deliver energy through its power lines, making for a smooth transition. Sometimes the town's government itself will run a CCA, or sometimes a third party, as in this case, you have the Sustainable Westchester that's running this program. And the members of this organization, include many elected officials, including our own Mayor Mike Spano. And in these organizations, you have mayors from other towns like I believe New Rochelle, and Greenberg, even I think, or other places. You can go up and look at the website, and it'll give you everyone. Maybe I'll list some here in a little bit. So again, going back, sometimes the town government itself will run a CCA at third party. Starting and running a CCA is quite a lot of work, so not all local governments will want to handle the task themselves. CCAs can only form in a deregulated energy market, meaning the 29 U.S. states where local residents have the freedom to choose their energy supply for gas, electricity, or both. Take a look at the board of directors of Sustainable Westchester. Mike Spano is on the board. This is unethical at very least. Well, yeah. So you know what? I'll take a look at that now. Let's do that now. So really quick, the members of this Sustainable Westchester, the organization that's introducing this into the city of Yonkers, is full of, again, elected officials from various municipalities here in Westchester County. Board of directors. Oh. Sorry, my phone started to go crazy there. Anyway, board of directors is Noam Bramson, City of New Rochelle Mayor, Mohit Sandra, Principal, Julie Chang, Vice President. I'm going to go down. I think the board members. Ken Jenkins is involved, Westchester County Deputy Executive, County Executive. Yeah, but I'm going to go down a little bit. Tom Roach, City of White Plains Mayor. Nancy Seligson, Town of Mamaroneck Supervisor. Then Mike Spano, City of Yonkers Mayor. Joan Wallach, marketing consultant, and Herb Aringo, director of something. So yeah, it's a full of bunch of people. I don't know all of these people. Maybe they're other individuals that are elected in other towns, that I haven't heard of, like Warren Lucas, town of North Salem supervisor, Dana Levenberg, town of Osney supervisor, uh, Sarah Kay, city council member of New Rochelle. Mentioned Ken Jenkins, Sarah Goddard, City of Rye council member. So, and if you want to go again, if you want to check that out, it's sustainablewestchester.org is the website, and you can read up more about it. But I did want to talk about I'll give a little bit about what that was, but also the pros and the cons, because again, other places have gone through this. A lot of these programs that are being implemented now that we're seeing are nothing new, right? They've been implemented in other places before, so you can actually go online and research them, and you can see where in other towns and cities in the United States this has been done, and what was the result of it, right? Is it good? Was it bad? So that's something you can go research if you have the time. So pros and cons of CCA. Well, they say the pros, and I want to be fair. Got to be fair, right? I don't want to be just always negative. Outside of potential economic benefits, here are some reasons why you may choose to participate in your local government CCA, right? And this is that energy program that many of you probably didn't know about, didn't read, and threw out the letter in the garbage, and now are upset because you're about to get your energy service provider changed and you didn't know it, right? Big surprise. So this is the pros of that program, right? CCAs allow local governments to choose what source of electricity they want to procure power from. As such, many CCAs are designed explicitly to provide residents, businesses, and municipal accounts in the community with renewable energy. Depending on how your CCA is structured, this could mean that a specific portion of your electricity is generated from renewables, right? 45% renewable, 55% other energy sources, or that 100% of the electricity you purchase from a CCA plant is clean, green energy. So again, and researching this, it doesn't necessarily, they talk about green energy, right? And going green. So people for those people who want to do that, right? They're going to probably jump on it. Yes, I want to participate and go green. I want to reduce our carbon footprint here and preserve this world for the future. Although, the vaccines are not going to do that, help with that. But anyway, so, this might be a good idea, but that's not always the case. And you have to really look into the one that you'll be participating in if you choose to stay in it, and exactly where they'll be getting their energy. And is it going to be 100%, 20%, 5%? Because again, how these businesses, how they are, right? You read the fine print, right? Read the little fine print. As like these organizations, not the big ones I'm talking about, the big nonprofits, like Red Cross or whatever, and they ask for money and stuff. And, like 10% of it actually goes to the nonprofit services that they're supposed to be providing, but the rest goes to like administrative fees and stuff. So, you have to look at how much of it is actually renewable energy, because they can be telling you that, but then they're only using 5% renewable energy, right? But they sold you on that idea and you want it to be 100%. Right. So look at that, because again, that's not always the case. In 2017 alone, CCAs were responsible for delivering approximately 8.9 billion kilowatt hours of green power to over 2.5 million consumers or customers in the U.S. Okay, that's one of the pros. Green energy, local control over electricity. When your local government is responsible for procuring power on your behalf, the community's preference in energy choice plays a role. Although we don't usually have a choice here, right? Usually they just do whatever they want. Do we have much of a choice in anything? Right. So that's one of the pros. Another pro, I should say. But here's the cons, right? And that was only two. There's only two pros. Cons. Lack of availability. CCAs aren't available in most of the country. Even the states with active CCA legislation, you'll need your local government to establish a CCA before you can participate, which they have. Local energy, as mentioned above, many CCAs advertise local energy job creation. Now, where have we heard this before? Right? This is great. It's going to create jobs. It's going to better the community, right? This is one of those, urban development type of things. Again, right? And so we have to be informed, folks. Like we can't complain, or we can't Otherwise, we shut up and just do as we're told. But, if we truly want to make change and we truly want to get involved, we have to learn this stuff. And sometimes the podcast may not always be super interesting, but because I'm trying to inform and I want to put information out there, right? And this is important. So this is why I'm even mentioning it. Again, this is, not necessarily local politics stuff, but it does affect, right? It does have our local politicians in it, and it is in somewhat. So we must understand that. So anyway, again, going back to what I was saying, however, it's not a guarantee. Like I mentioned, it's not a guarantee that that your local government will choose to procure energy from a local facilities or company. So again, it doesn't necessarily mean that, if they sell that we're it's going to produce jobs or whatever. Although I have not heard that for this specifically, but I haven't heard it, everything. I'm just learning myself about it, or what they're saying specifically here in Yonkers. In reality, some of the green electricity in your CCA Energy's mix may be renewable energy certificate REC purchases generated from wind or solar facilities located elsewhere. So if they do get this renewable energy, it's not locally produced, right? I think they closed down maybe the power station or whatever. It's not locally produced, so therefore it's not going to produce jobs locally. So if that's brought up, then tell them that's a lie. Don't lie to us. That's a lie. Now you know. Right? Use of fossil fuels. With a CCA, your local government gets to decide who to procure power from. While this often means supplying your community with greener power, this is not always the case. If you live in a state that has a renewable energy mandates, CCAs need to comply with these regulations, just like any utility company generating power. However, if there aren't regulations in the state or local laws about the type of power your government can procure under a CCA, much of the electricity in your CCA may be generated from fossil fuels. So again, there you go. So you have to know that if you are someone who's going to remain in it because of the energy or green energy benefits, or the benefits to the planet, to our nature and stuff like that, make sure that it's actually that's the case. Look into this, learn, read, where are they getting the energy from, learn all the facts about it. Green alternative, if your primary motivation, like I'm saying, is for participating in a CCAs using clean energy, then there are alternative energy options to consider. So basically they're saying here that if that is your motivation, that you want to use green energy, there are alternatives to consider other than these CCAs, and you can opt out. Okay? So if you want to opt out, folks, City of Yonkers residents, homeowners, make sure you do so. Even business owner, I guess, make sure you do so. Okay? You don't have much time. Much time's not, So I wanted to give you that. Let me see what else, if there's anything else I got on that. I gave some pros, some cons. I gave you the organization that's bringing it. You can look that up. I won't do all the work, This is a team effort, guys. Team effort. Pros of community choice aggregation. CCAs can leverage the purchasing power of larger buying groups. So I guess also the idea is to save money, right, through a fixed rate. So as it stands now, if you Con Edison, things can fluctuate. If you have gas, oil, prices of oil has been going up. By the way, those who supported Biden, and people say, well, Biden doesn't control the price of oil, the president. And to a certain extent, you're right. But then to a certain extent, you're wrong, because through policies, right, foreign policies that they enact, or they believe in, or whatever, could piss OPEC off, which has happened. You know why the prices went up? I'm going to tell you why. What happened? Why the prices went down, actually, because of fracking, right? Just not to get off track, because of fracking. So Trump allowed fracking, right? Again, so now we were able to, get oil from United States right here, and other countries that that we were now purchasing because of fracking, whatever, and we were not anti-fracking. So that so what OPEC decides to do, okay, you guys are going to not buy from us as much. You're going to get your own oil. You're going to start fracking and get your own oil. Well, now we're going to drop the price of oil. We're going to flood the market with oil so the price could go down, and that's what happened. So we saw a price drop because of that, but it didn't work, right? Because their idea was to get these companies that were fracking and stuff, and now producing oil, crude oil, whatever, to go out of business. But that didn't happen. It only happened, and now the price is going back up because you guys voted Trump out, or whatever you believe happened there. Just a side note. Just a side note. By grouping together an entire town or multiple towns, local governments have a leg to stand on to negotiate lower prices. Will that happen? Will you trust in your local officials to actually negotiate, or will they get energy supplied from a friend? See, so we have to be aware of that, right? If it's a friend, hey, my friend got an energy company or whatever, big time friend, he's involved in this company that provides, energy, electricity for, through this, whatever. I'm going to ink a deal with him and I'm going to make money, right? But is that going to really benefit the city? Is that the best deal for the residents? So that's another thing we have to be aware of, because again, these are the individuals that are making these decisions now. Sustainable Westchester, they will basically be like they're middlemen, but they'll be your energy provider, right? They'll be the guy or the people, you know what I'm saying, that are, involved in negotiating the prices and will impact what you pay, right? They can choose their own source of energy. So you have to be, see what are they actually, energy they're using. Is it green energy? CCAs can give local communities more control over power. I mentioned that can be good, non-exclusive way to support a clean environment. Yeah, again, but you have to have honest individuals running it. And that's what they have to truly care about. And that has to be a primary focus, clean energy, right? But how many times have you been sold one thing, right? Sold on one thing and then delivered something else, right? The old bait and switch, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? The picture looks nice, and then when it arrives in the box, like my uncle one time, he bought a VCR from some guy, and it was like, rush, yeah, I got a good deal, just take it. This true story. He got home, just bought some VHSs, man. He was ready to watch a VHS, and he opens the box, and there's a bunch of red bricks. Right? So be careful you don't get red bricks. You understand me, folks? Don't get red bricked. Okay, that happened. That's a true story. All right. So so that's supposed to be the pros. So if it's truly genuinely done, and we've been seeing a lot of not so nice things being done by our elected officials. Can we always trust them to do the right thing, folks? So that everything is always, looks good on paper. Everything looks good on paper. But when we actually see it, see come about or whatever, see it in action, I should say in action, it's not the same as it was in paper, right? I guess that's life. Well. Freddie Vasquez here. Let's switch it up a bit. Did I get enough? Do you guys understand a little bit about that? Any questions on that sustainable energy stuff? Right? If you're homeowners and, you're having to, make a decision whether you're going to opt out or not, or you're going to just flow right into it. Any questions? Anyone? Going once? Sold for $450 million, like the Leonardo da Vinci's Antichrist painting to the Saudi prince. $450 million for a painting. Whoa. It's a lot of money for a painting. Anyway, I wanted to talk about something I wanted to mention really quick before I got off. And it was on the Hezi Tribune, Yonkers Tribune. Yeah. Anybody got anything interesting to tell me or want me to bring up, want to talk about while I look for this thing that I was wanting to share with you folks? And again, if you have questions on the energy stuff, let me know. Let me know. Anyway, I was reading something. I don't know where this Hezi article went. Yonkers Tribune. It's always fun to read the Yonkers Tribune, right? And if you don't know what the Yonkers Tribune is, so online news blog. It's, has news here in Yonkers, but it's very active, very entertaining. And I had an article here, and I can't find it. I had all this sustainable Westchester stuff. It was on the term limits, and I can't find it. And by the way, that I want to say congratulations. I just got a flyer, a political ad from Nick Speranza for Yonkers City Court Judge. The Democratic primaries will be on June 28th. And he's running for the position that is now being held by Ada Medina. She was recently appointed, the Latina woman that I spoke about. She was recently appointed to the position, to serve out the remaining term that was left open by Judge Quiones, who moved on up, another Latino, Puerto Rican. I believe Puerto Rican. I don't know. Doesn't matter. The man, human. And so anyway, so now he's entering, he's entering the race. He threw his hat in the ring, and he's going to be in the primaries. So if you are, interested in that, there you go. Nick Speranza, I believe he's making it official. I got it sent to me. So yeah, Nick Speranza is a public defender. So some of y'all, my friends might know him. Some of my homies. Y'all know Nick? Just kidding, guys. Just kidding. But yeah, meet Nick Speranza, a lifelong Yonkers resident, a public servant, and a champion for integrity in government. Nick is running for Yonkers City Court Judge and is deserving of your support. Now, this is the guy I was talking about, and because it's out there now, with the Tom Myers thing, they didn't want him initially to run. They didn't want him doing this. But he's going to do it. He's going to do it because it's the right thing to do. And why do I support it? Not because necessarily I support Nick himself. I support the idea of it because I don't believe anyone should be intimidated, right? Or have a family member threatened with their livelihood if they want to run for office here in the city of Yonkers, or anywhere for that matter. And that is corruption at its finest, political corruption, and that is manipulating and influencing our election, our electoral process here. And we should be upset about that. We should not be okay with that. What do we live in? This lawless town here? What is going on here? Is it Sodom and Gomorrah? I mean, look at Mike Breen. He wants to bring all kinds of gambling here and get us all hooked on gambling. You ever go to, bodega or whatever, the deli, win the Powerball, forget it. You're not going to get your milk. You're not getting the eggs real quick. And so Mike Breen wants to bring gambling. So, I don't know about that. I'm not with all that. But anyway, yeah, so that's the guy, Nick Speranza. Check it out. I'll be posting the stuff that I got sent to me here. And again, make your decision based on merit. Do not vote for anyone based on color. Don't do that. I don't care. It's not about, as much as I want to see, more Hispanics, absolutely, but it's not about that. So make sure you vote on merit. So whoever you decide to vote, and congratulations to Ada Medina, Judge Ada Medina, for being appointed by Mike Spano. She will have to, run an election. This was something that was not wanted. They didn't want this. Damn you, Nick. Nick, gotta fire your brother. Wait till I see him. Wait till I see that guy. So this is going to be something big. It's going to be big in June. It's going to be talked about. So just wanted to throw that out there. I don't know where this freaking article went for Hezi. Oh, no, look. Is this it? Yonkers overturns term limits. No, this is Phil Reisman. And it was a backroom deal, as many things are in Yonkers politics. The proverbial fly on the wall should be called to testify. Yes, the inside guys pulled a slick. Is that why I had a fly in my office the other day? Who sent that fly there? And upon completion, gave new fuel to an old allegation. Yonkers, City of Hills, where nothing is on the level. Man, do you not hear that enough, huh? The principal beneficiary of this maneuver was the mayor, the sitting mayor of the state's fourth largest city, whose future was hamstrung by a city law holding him to two terms in office, or 8 years maximum. Something had to be done, and fast. Spano's self-life was due to expire at the end of 2019. According to conventional argument, term limits are bad for democracy because they usurp the voters to right to throw the bums out of their own, out on their own. Term limits are also, I'm sorry if I don't know these words, anathema to career politicians. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I read at a third grade level. And their cronies who wish to extend their power and patronage for as long as they can. And the legendary Spano family dynasty has been doling out jobs and political favors for eons. And what have you done about it? What have you done about it? Besides right. All right, we gotta do. You can't just talk about it. That's my whole point. Don't just talk about it. be about it. But there was another article actually on Hezi that I want to read, but I can't anyway. So yeah, so any questions on that stuff, on that renewable energy stuff? Again, this is impacting everyone. All homeowners, property owners. You have to check this out. If you don't know about it, look into it. You have an option to opt out, but there is a deadline. It's coming up. There are 2 pros, maybe 3, and a lot of cons, right? So if you're doing it because of green energy reasons, if you want to be, a tree hugger, no, I'm just kidding, just kidding. No, but make sure that they're actually using renewable energy, okay? Because it doesn't necessarily mean that, and they're actually percentages on the amount of it. It could be 5% renewable and the rest could be fossil fuels. Okay. So make sure you look into that if that is your sole reason or price reasoning. Again, it depends on who they are negotiating with. Who's the company that they're procuring the energy from, right? Is it a buddy of theirs? Right? Is it a buddy of one of these people on this Sustainable Westchester? I'm gonna keep my eyes on you, Sustainable Westchester. Watching you guys. Okay, I'll watch it also, but you guys have to as well. So if it's for pricing reasons and you're thinking that this is going to be beneficial in terms of price because it's fixed price, right, and they can negotiate it, well, yeah, well, who will they be negotiating with, right? So again, it could be one of their buddies. They could be getting money on the back end and not really looking out for your best interests. Okay, so again, look at the list of the all-star lineup there on the board of Sustainable Westchester. Okay, it's the all-star lineup. All right, it's the usual suspects. Okay, and I'm not talking about the movie, right? The usual suspects. So you have to watch for that. If that also, a price is a reasoning for you doing that. If not, opt the hell out. You know what I'm saying? Opt the hell out. Do it now. Don't procrastinate. Go in the garbage. Pull out the letter, or request a new one. Go online. Do whatever you got to do, but opt out. Okay? You don't have much time, folks. You don't have much time. So, that's it for me, man. I don't know. I just wanted to talk about that. I think that's important. I've been hearing a lot of people talk about it. And by the way, I do want to mention something actually. John Rubo made public his company, A Perfect Solution, John Rubo Inc. Consulting Inc. He made it public. Someone shared that to me. Actually, I shared the post on it. I'm going to share it. I'm going to share the post because I think that, it's interesting that he actually shared it. He's making it be known. So now my question is, John, all right, what's that company about? What do you do there? And you got a PPP loan also, $89,000. All right. What's that about? Who are the clients? All right. Because I got a text message on that company and I had mentioned it. A lot of people didn't know about that company. And a lot of people were saying, man, where'd you get that information? I got a text message from I don't know who. So, John, you have an enemy out there. Somebody doesn't like you, John. Somebody doesn't like a lot of you, actually, but some of you. So it's somebody that you guys know. All right. Just letting you know. Watch your back, guys. Watch your back when you're leaving City Hall. Sometimes you guys leave those meetings a little dark over there, Just saying. Watch your guys' back. Got to watch each other, man. I don't know. Somebody's playing games there, It was 18,000 for one employee. That's how paid. Is that how paid? Is that how Harris Beach was paid for? I don't know. They got a PPP loan. Is for it's for $89,000. They got one payment already for $18,900. The company's claiming one employee. This one employee makes $18,900 a year. Doing what? So you got one employee that's on welfare. No, just kidding. It's probably John, right? He's just supplementing an income, making an additional $18,000. No, actually, the company generated, I believe it was like 60-some thousand, but the salary to this individual was $18,900 a year. So that could be John pulling a salary. You have to be a employee of your company, right? And you have to pay yourself a salary. And depending on what that company does, it has to be reasonable, right? You can't pay yourself a salary of, I'm paying myself, $500. a year. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep the rest in the bank, you know what I mean? And use that to pay all my bills and, and then take some of it as capital gains and, you know what I mean? And then use it to invest and, buy property and whatever. You know what I'm saying, guys? You know what I'm saying, guys? You know what I'm saying, guys? Right? So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, what is that exactly? The company, from what your friend John that doesn't like you told me, it's AMS. Is AMS the landlord, your landlord, owners of many property here in Yonkers, developers, currently in the process of looking to develop 86 Main Street? So if you didn't watch the recent council meeting, they mentioned this, and it was thrown to the real estate committee, chaired by who? John Rubo, in case you didn't know. If you didn't know, you're not watching. Anyway, yes, he's the chair. He's going to vote on something for AMS coming up soon. And he's there, one of his clients to this now public company is made public now. It's not public like publicly traded. It's public like it's out in the open now. And I just want to say congratulations to Basement Politics for being the first to put that out there. It's like my first exclusive, Yeah, nobody knew that except for me. I told myself, well, the mystery person told me. The mystery person, John. I don't know. You better find out who that is. Okay, John? Somebody don't like you. Somebody's telling me things about you. And not just you. Just saying. It's a mystery person, though. I'll be honest. I don't know who it is. So, yeah, he put that out there. We doing something. People are watching, and that means that we're making an impact. So let's keep making impact, folks. I need your help. I need you to continue to supply me information. You too, surprise or mystery person. I haven't heard from you in a while, actually. Did I upset you somehow? Please send me some more information. That was awesome what you told me. It is impossible to opt out. No one answers the phone and no one has called anyone back, so they can't opt out. If you do not have an account number sent in the mailer, you cannot send an email. So they make it difficult for you, basically. They're making it to where you don't opt out. You can't opt out. It's too late. And then it's a process to opt out. And guess what you're going to do? Whatever. That's what I do. That's me. I'm just like, whatever. Roll me right in. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of those guys. Unless there's a significant difference in, that I see, I'm the type that's not going to go crazy over, few bucks, $20, $30, but that's me. That's every situation is different. So it doesn't matter if it's $1, I understand, you know what I mean? So, but if you're, if you are making sure that, you need to opt out and figure out a way how to do that. And if it's being made difficult, then you need to reach out to the elected officials. Hey, elected officials, how can the residents opt out if they threw their letter in the garbage out? Because it's difficult. They call, no one picks up, no one calls back. If they go online, they threw their letter out, so they don't have the number. So they need help with that. And these are things that our elected officials are supposed to be doing rather than giving out hot cocoa, okay? I know it's cold outside. I definitely know it's cold outside. But if they were in a shelter or if they had a home, they wouldn't need the hot cocoa, okay? And the hot cocoa is going to get cold fast out there, all right? You're going to bring a huge heating machine. Oh, anyway, yes, I wanted to mention also if for those interested and still in need of test, Nader Sage, it will be out giving out some more on Grassy Sprain Road. Ain't that right, Carolyn? Grassy Sprain Road. Let's see if he shows up. Let's see if he shows up. Grassy Sprain Road. That's right. So that was told to me. Let me look up the fly. I want to make sure I give you guys the information. If you're looking for the home test, the COVID home test kits, you haven't gotten one, Nader Sage is going to be giving them out again. And he promised to be there come hell or high water. Okay? That was the promise. I heard him say it in my dream. Okay? That is true. Let me see the flyer here. Where is it? Anybody know when it's going to be? Somebody sent it to me. Oh, here we go. Get free home vid. Oh, this is from COVID. COVIDtest.gov. I guess you can order the free ones. Oh, right here. I completely missed it. COVID-19 testing kits. That's the freaking Yonkers Tribune. By New York State Assemblyman Nader says January. Damn, that passed. Wait a minute. Hold up. I thought that was new. Oh, shoot. Never mind, folks. Never mind. I got this today. Maybe I just saw it today. And by the way, that's just for those who call me and send me a text. I'm sorry if I don't text you right away. Sometimes phone sucks. Like my office. Call my office, please. But yeah, never mind. This was from the past. I thought this was another one that someone was sending me. But yes, but I did want to talk about it because there was some interesting. Yeah, that was an old day. Yes, I just saw that. Yeah, no new date. Gary wants to be there in person. Really? Yeah, I'm sure he does. Anyway, so yes, there was on the Yonkers Tribune, people were upset. So I said, if you want to hear funny things, concerning the city of Yonkers, go on the Yonkers Tribune and read the comments. Okay. Why are tests given out in the white side of city? Is that true? Is that true, anyone? Have the COVID test kit only been given out in the white side of the city? What side is that? What side is the white side? As opposed to the black side? As opposed to the green side and the purple side? Where's the red side? I like red. Blue side too. I like blue too. My favorite colors. No. Anybody knows that true? Where they only specific areas, predominantly, white. I guess what they mean. This is a comment on the Yonkers Tribune. Somebody said, I don't know if that's true. I know it was on McLean. Is that predominantly white? I don't know. I guess I hate to say things like that. Are you suggesting that really is the case? Someone responded. Can you validate that? If so, please direct an email to. Oh yeah, Hezzy wants to know because he cares. Because Hezzy cares about the people, right? He cares so much, right? Hezzy, speak. Yeah, check it out. Somebody's blaming John for the negative comments. Look at this, man. They just can't get this guy out. Hezzy, please speak to John Cater and his sister Lauren. Tell them to stop bashing and bad-mouthing Nader on your site. It's not his fault their brother Mike lost the city council race. Nader is a good man and likely the next mayor of Yonkers. John Cater, just go away. You heard that, John? If you're listening, just go away. Really? Who cares? Who cares? At the same location Yonkers Assembly office has been at since we heard that. Is this true that a certain amount of council members got the COVID test to distribute, right? I know Tasha Diaz and Jose Alvarado was supposed to be distributing them somewhere. Did they do that yet? Anyone know? Did they do that? Let me go look them up. They were supposed to be distributing these COVID testing, and they represent areas that are, predominantly Hispanic. District 1 there on the city, I'm sorry, District 3 for the city council. And on the county legislative side, that is District 17. Oh, they did the hot cocoa. I missed the hot cocoa. Shit. I missed the hot cocoa. Yes. So, unfortunately, I missed the hot cocoa. There it goes. Can you see that? That was, I said they have to bring like some kind of heating machine, right? There we go. Got a hot cocoa stand. And does anyone know who owns anyone know who owns Off the Hook? Who owns that? Who owns Off the Hook? And this is the event here. There's the judge. I just spoke about Judge Ada Medina. Councilwoman Majority Leader Tasha Diaz. Giving out some blankets, I believe, and gloves. And there was the hot cocoa machine. Those are the pictures that I got there. So yeah. So that took place. Anybody attend? How was it? Anybody out there? I was looking up for the Jose Alvarado. I just want to see really quick before I get off. I do want to mention that because I heard that all the city council members got a COVID test to distribute, and I want to see if he did his already. If not, when will he do it? When will he do his distribution? Let's see. Let's see here. Jose Alvarado, Westchester County Legislator, District 17. By the way, has a beautiful voice. You have to hear him sing. You have to hear him sing. I thought it was the radio, and I'm not joking. I thought it was. He has a good voice. And he is the county legislator for District 17. So I just want to check to see here if he's doing the, oh, there we go, right here. So boom. Did I miss this one too? Am I late? For anyone, okay, COVID testing 19 test results in 24 to 48 hours. Special thank you to County Legislator Jose Alvarado and Majority Council Leader Tasha Diaz for arranging COVID-19 test. Did they arrange this? Iglesia Episcopal San Andres, that's the church there on Elliott Avenue or Elliott Street near the fire where they were collecting for the families of the fire. Health insurance of individuals, insurance information ID. Undocumented individuals must provide identification. What if they don't have, isn't the identification a document? It's undocumented, I don't have ID. Those who arrive, and that's very true. Let me say that's very true. Okay, it's very true. It says undocumented individuals bring ID. Well, that's not always going to be the case for undocumented individuals, because I know some guys, right, that had done some work for me, undocumented guys, right, and they didn't have driver's license. They did work for me in my home. Okay. We had them, when it's business, I had to do everything legit. I don't want nobody, oh, Freddie's just hiring that. So, everybody's ready to jump on me for something. But you can come check. I don't care. But this was for my home, and this was actually a while back. But they didn't have, well, not that long, maybe like a year ago. But they didn't have license, right? They didn't have driver's license, and I wanted to have them come to the house. They said, don't drive. Instead, I don't have driver's license. So I went and, pick them up from their house. Both of them. Neither one of them have ID. Undocumented guys, So how are they going to get tested? Okay. How are they going to get tested? If you're asking undocumented individuals to bring ID, Jose and Tasha, come on, you guys weren't thinking. Jose, you should know better, Jose. Jose, you should know better. You should know better than that. Masks are mandatory. Those who arrive in a vehicle can remain inside. Walk-ins are welcome. All right, so is this free though? Is it free? I don't see the word free. I don't know. Is this free? Jose, come on. Aren't you scared of getting the COVID from your laptop? I don't think inanimate objects can get the virus. Anyway, so that's it right there. I just wanted to actually mention those two things. The thing about sustainable energy, very important. Again, look into it. Are you going to opt out and stay with Con Ed? Because if that's what you want to do, you have to actually make an effort to opt out. If not, you will automatically be enrolled in the new sustainable energy program being introduced to the city of Yonkers by Sustainable Westchester. So check that out. The idea is to introduce green energy, right? The use of green energy, but that's just the idea. That's not a fact. We don't know for sure. Also, the idea is to keep costs low at a fixed rate. However, we don't know if that's a fact. Again, that's not a guarantee. It all depends who's negotiating with who, right? And how much of that energy is actually renewable, green energy, or how much of it is actually fossil fuel, because you don't have to use, 100% renewable energy to call yourself a renewable energy program. Just saying, okay? Just saying. All right, so it's like those, juices when you're in the hood and we drink the juice, the chocolate drink, those chocolate drinks, they're not chocolate milk, they're just chocolate. What's a chocolate drink? What's in that? It's no milk. So just make sure you pay attention to that. If you threw your mail out, you have to contact somebody. And from what I'm hearing, it's difficult to call to opt out. You can't do it online if you don't have your number or whatever. I'm sure mine's in the garbage. Everybody's in the garbage. Not everybody, but a lot of people. So contact the elected officials, if you're concerned with that. And also, if you're concerned with testing and you need COVID testing, and you're not in a certain neighborhood, I guess, reach out to Majority Leader Tasha Diaz. Reach out to Westchester County Legislator Jose Alvarado if you need it. If you need anything, you should reach out to them. That's what I do. You have to advocate for yourself. The squeaky wheel gets the oil. That means the person that makes the noise gets the attention. So you have to make a noise, and you have to contact your local officials, okay? So for anything, and bug them. That's what I do good. All right, guys. So thank you for joining me. I just want to, put that out there. I think it's important. I hear a lot of people talking about it. People are upset about it. They're upset they can't opt out. Bills, water bills going up, so a lot is going to change. So we have elections coming up in about, a little over a year. So we need to prepare ourselves mentally, right, for that, because it's so important, man. Elections are more important than, besides taking care of your family and going to work and to support your family and your bills and yourself and health and everything like that. Elections are right up there with importance in your life, like top 5, okay? Top 5. It really is. It really, really is. Okay. Not a lot of the stuff we talk about. Okay. Not a lot of things that we talk about, social media and all that other garbage. All right, guys. So please, this is why I'm here. Let's go. Appreciate it. Appreciate the support. Keep sharing. Freddie Vasquez's Basement Politics Unfiltered. Thank you for joining me tonight. If you join me, if you're watching later time, thank you for watching. Please share the podcast. And again, reach out to me. Thank you for those who share with me, share information. Please continue to share. I encourage you to do so. If there's something that you, again, want me to look into. To the person that reached out to me, they wanted me to contact them for something. I did give you my phone number. Please text me. I don't always see my messages on Facebook. So whatever it is that you wanted me to look into, you didn't really detail what it was. Please call me. Again, anyone else, give me a call or message me, and I will give you a phone number to call. Also, you can email me at politicwithfred@gmail.com or politicswithfred@gmail.com. As always, you can comment right here on the podcast. And please share the podcast again. Let everyone know there's this guy named Freddie Vasquez. He's a little bit crazy, a little bit strange, all over the place, but he's telling us some good ish. Have a good night, folks. Freddie Vasquez, Basement Politics. Thank you again. Appreciate everything.
Yes! Yes!
You're watching Basement Politics with my dad, Freddie Vasquez.
Freddie wins. Fatality.